gentlemen, good evening and welcome to the OWLET tournament. I am your caster, Hodahori, and today we've got a barn burner of a match between Don't Envy Us and Top Ramen. Let's get you to the game preview. It is going to be a best of 4 between the two teams here, and joining me today as a co-caster is Kestrel. How are you doing today, Kestrel?
I'm good. I'm excited to see this. How are you?
I am fantastic. I'm looking forward to both of these teams actually getting it on here because this is a very, very important match for both Top Ramen and Don't Envy Us. So the map selection for today is Route 66, Horizon Lunar Colony, Lijiang Tower, Eichenwald, and the tiebreaker will be on Ilios. And Kestrel, being a player, what out of these 4 is your favorite map to sort of play or watch?
I have to say my favorite is Eichenwald. I play a lot of Zenyatta and Ana, and there's just a lot of really great sight lines to be able to heal your team and still get some damage in there.
Oh yeah, so it's great. It's
Yeah.
also a very like sort of map in which elevation really comes into play, especially on the second sort of section of Eichenwald. So that's going to be very interesting to see with the two teams. So Route 66 will be the map where we start off with. So let's take a look at the overall standings here and see what's on the line for these two teams. So Top Ramen here sit in 8th place with a record of 11-9 and a +8 differential, whereas Don't Envy Us here actually sit at 7-13, and their playoff chances are hanging on by a thread. There are only 4 games left here in the OWLET tournament, so the best that they can do is 11 wins at this point. If they were to lose this match, they would be officially mathematically eliminated from the playoff standings, so they want to make sure they can extend this run as best as they can. Los Muertos, though, are on the tail of Top Ramen here, and Top Ramen need to have a win here to stay up in the overall standings. Let's take a look at the form table here real quick, and for both teams, it hasn't looked very good here, Kestrel. Don't Envy Us going 0-4 in the last 4 matches, and Top Ramen starting off stage 4 here, not very good with a 0-2 record.
Yeah, I think we've seen a lot of changes in different team compositions that people are using because of all the changes to the supports, Brigitte, Hammond. So teams that were really strong before, if they can't adapt, they're going to struggle.
Yeah, and that is key here, as Top Ramen did lose a couple people also to Diamond Graduation, and Envious here have just not found a lineup that have not worked. Be it that that their last 4 matches though were pretty brutal against some of the top contenders here in the league: FU, WSOL, Oasis, and the former Aftermath team. So let's take a look at how they've done on the map types, and it is looking from Envious's and Ramen side, they're fairly even. Top Ramen, though, have a big advantage on Escort, 15-6 on the Escort map. That's the one that stands out to me. Everything else looks pretty even here record-wise. I think they're going to be pretty 50-50 here going into all of the matches. Control, both teams have pretty much identical records, with Don't Envy Us at 9-14 and Top Ramen at 8-14. Any predictions on your end who you think is going to do better on any of the specific map types? Kestrel?
Well, Don't Envy Us actually looks like they are the strongest on the hybrid type. So if there's an upset, I think that's where they could really turn it around.
Yeah, and I think so. I think you might be right. So, like, it is going to be one of those things in which maybe we'll go in. It's not going to be a sweep by a lot, I don't think, unless the forum table is going to be lying to us. And then just let's take a look at how they've done on the individual maps themselves. And the one that stands out here is Lijiang Tower. Envious, through the entire standings of through the entire tournament of OWLET, have not won on Lijiang Tower yet. A combined record of 0-7, which is just that is a combination of either bad luck or just things just not going right on that map. That's the one that stands out to me. That's pretty unbelievable with regards to a record, as they look pretty even on everything else on the rest of the records here. So final thoughts here, Kestrel, on what you've seen here statistics-wise from both teams.
Well, it looks like Don't Envy Us and Top Ramen have been pretty close this stage, so in terms of performance. So I think it could be a pretty close match. If Don't Envy Us figures out a team lineup that works for them on Lijiang Tower, then they might be able to do really well.
Yeah. Yeah, so let's hope that they can do that. All right. It looks like both teams are ready to go. So when we come back, it will be Route 66, and it will be Envious on defense and Top Ramen on offense. So stay tuned. We'll be starting our match here in just a sec.
Traveling to Route 66.
Alrighty, folks, welcome to Route 66. It will be Top Ramen in red on offense, and Envious here in blue will be on defense to start off with. So Top Ramen need this win really, really badly to sort of make sure that they maintain their sort of 8th place ranking and playoff spot. So lots of pressure going into this map for Top Ramen. Kestrel, how do you think Top Ramen should approach 66? Because this is one of those weird escort maps that once you get past point A, there's not really very many ways to get into point B, and that point C is pretty brutal.
I think Top Ramen should make sure they're really playing together as a team so they can hold as well as possible. It looks like they're going with a Widow for the defense, so they're going to try to control the sight lines. And I don't think Don't Envious has anything to contest that right now. So we'll see.
Yeah, it looks like
how this goes.
Yeah, so Envious here in blue will be actually nothing to contest all of that stuff. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see. They're going with like a, is that a no, it looks like it is a single DPS lineup with a triple support. So interesting. Tyler going with the soldier instead, but they're going with like a it's like a 2-1-3 combination. I always consider like a Brigida sort of like a tank anyway. So
yeah.
So but on offense here, Zoe going on to the Widow and will be pushing with Fenzito here on an Orisa. So it looks like they're going to try to go slow and maybe get Cap and Zoe to do most of the work for them. So final thoughts here before they start.
Well, I think where Top Ramen's going to struggle is in a brawl if Don't Envious pushes in. They don't have a lot of consistent damage if the Brig jumps in the middle of their team.
Yeah. And it looks like here the engage actually just starts going. It starts off. Party Rooster actually got slept there behind the shield. Very interesting angle as Top Ramen here actually are moving in on with the payload. Pandu playing very, very aggressive, trying to get a hook on anybody here on top of Big Earls. Zoe does get a big kill here on that guy Tyler, as Party Rooster also looking for a hook of his own. Cap there's the hook. D-Seals goes down, and the frontline tank here for Don't Envious goes down, and it's now going to be just a matter of cleanup here. Darlis actually is backing up, not trying to be aggressive at all with the Brigade. They're falling back into the tunnel. Cap is right behind them, though, so they have to be super, super careful. They've fallen back, and it looks like some reinforcement here for Envious have started to come back. It looks like the push still keeps going. Darlis, though, finally finishes off Cap, as it looks like they're going to try to turn this around right before the point A engage. It's turned pretty much into a brawl here as Fenzito and Milsey goes down. I think Envious is going to end up winning this fight as Darlis finishes off Vesper C.
Yeah,
and that's going to do it here. I think that fight goes to Envious, but look at the way the payload is pushed. It's gone pretty far.
that was a huge push by Top Ramen, and now but Don't Envious has both their support ults up for this next fight, so they can really hold it with the Brigitte armor.
Yeah,
I think Top Ramen will have trouble pushing through.
No, you're absolutely right. It'll be interesting when Darlis actually will trigger it. So a lot of times teams will try to trigger before the engage of the fight. Here comes Top Ramen coming around the corner as they're trying to sort of figure out which way they want to go. It looks like they're going to go through the tunnel, and Cap is actually going to be sort of flanking around, trying to get behind. Darlis actually...
They're gonna have to watch for that Dragon Blade. We'll see if they can get the sound barrier, and they do.
Yeah, they do, but they lose that guy Tyler before it actually sort of started off with. So Cap playing a huge distraction here into the back as the bongo actually dropped. They're able to get D-Seals again. Finally, the rally comes out here by Darlis. I guess she was sort of waiting for it at the end, but it's going to be countered here by Transcendence.
That was a really good ante on the part of Top Ramen. They completely negated the Ana healing there, and just don't know if it's going to be enough.
Oh, and it isn't enough. You're absolutely right. That grenade actually just ruined any push that Top Ramen had, so Envious Layer looking fairly decent on this sort of point A defense with only about 1:17 here left to go. They still haven't capped point A, and Envious looking pretty strong here. The rest of their team here looks like they've actually sort of shown up, so all 6 are now back for Envious here as they're going to try to push again. Zoe here on the Hanzo, as Fenzito has now moved over to the Reinhardt.
We also have a Zarya, so I think they're going to go for the Grav Dragon combo to see if it can break through and get them the first point.
Yeah, the thing about it is, though, Pandu's really far away. Let's see if they can build up that grab really quickly. Zoe finishes off that guy, Tyler, so they lose the DPS here on the side of Don't Envious. A charge comes in and catches Party Rooster there in the back. Benzito's in deep, and Darlis actually gets the benefit of the Nano Blade here and finishes off Benzito. A huge play here by the Brigitte as they're trying to sort of push through. Trimatar actually was the one who got the kill on Benzito. Pandu is running for his life right now as he was down to 1 health. 2 people left here from Top Ramen onto the point. Millsy finishes off Peppermint, but the fight here is going to go the way of Don't Envious. They finally actually come back. Vespersy and Millsy here, I don't know how much they can do as supports. Darlis just doing the business here into the back. 8 seconds left to go. Cap unable to finish off Don't Envious here. Big shatter by Fenzito. He's got to get to the point. Cap's gotta cap it if he can, but Bongo drops down here. Fenzito trying to sort of defend it the best he can. He's going to end up going down. Dragon finally comes through. They're not going to be able to start overtime unless anybody can get to the point. Nobody does. And it is a full hold here from Don't Envious against Top Ramen in point A.
That was a really solid hold by Don't Envious. They just coordinated the Orisa Hog so well that I don't think Top Ramen had anyone on their team to deal with it.
Yeah, and it was very, very interesting because that was working for them a lot, and they were just sort of coordinating it really, really well. They were even losing that guy Tyler early on in a couple of fights, and it really wasn't hurting them a lot. You know, kudos to their Brigitte. Darlis was actually a monster there in the back. There was also another thing that Top Ramen was just unable to sort of stop, as she was also the benefit of a nano blade of a nano going in there and just melted the tank there for Top Ramen. So now Top Ramen have a lot to do here. They, in order to win this point, they need to full hold Don't Envious here on point A. And they're going here with a Bastion comp, with Zoe going on the Bastion here, going for a little bit of cheese, but you know what? If they're not really expecting it, this could be pretty good. What do you think, Crystal?
It could be good, but it looks like we have a dive coming out from Don't Envious, so the supports are really going to need to take care of their Bastion so that he doesn't get melted by the D.Va.
Yeah. It'll be interesting here because they're going to have to jump up top. You see Vespersy and Millsy here just sort of boosting Zoe, getting ready. The dive will actually probably come over Zoe. They'll want to get the supports here, but they sort of have to worry about what's going to happen with regards to the rest of the team. You see also that Cap here on the Junkrat. There's a lot of ground damage, but not a lot of hit scan here. So maybe they might be able to sort of ward off like the initial attack, but they'll have problems here with a secondary attack if there's some switches coming in from Envious. As they sort of now come in and they realize what they have again, though. Looks like Tyler and Darlis are going in on a long flank. Vespercy's got to be super careful here. She has to also realize that there's a Tracer coming up the stairs, trying to gain for them. Here comes the dive right onto the Bastion. Zoe gets immediately dived, but Cap takes out Darlis and de-seals. So Peppermint actually takes out Benzito too, so they lose their shield, and now it's Party Rooster here in the back with some free reign onto the supports. Zoe got rezzed, but he's not in any position to sort of help. He's getting sort of focused down here by Tyler and Timitar. But the rest of the ground battle, though, is being won by Top Ramen, as that guy Tyler is on the top of Big Earls. They really haven't gotten any push here because they sort of just wanted to sort of attack and see if they could break their defense here. Benzito is not back yet. He'll be back in about just a sec. Oh no, actually he is. Fire Strike. Yeah, Fire Strike actually kills that guy Tyler, and they're able to sort of stop the push of the payload here. With 2:52 here on the clock, it looks like Envious here have to sort of regroup.
Yeah, and Top Ramen's Reinhardt is pretty close to his ult, so he should be able to get at this fight and stall some more.
Yeah, he's gonna.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, like, the thing about it is they're trying to play high and above him. They might know that because he got a lot of damage last time, they're going to try to avoid this. It looks like they're going to try to sort of do a little damage here onto the Zarya. They picked her out as the dive target, but DCLs actually goes down, and Milsey actually gets taken down too, so they lose their Zen, and that is a huge amount of damage that they're going to lose. Zoe coming out here onto the Pharah and is now doing some damage. DMX Party Rooster and pushes back the rest of Top Ramen. It looks like the Ana here, Peppermint, is trying to sort of hide and make sure that she doesn't get seen by her daughter in the air as rockets come raining down, but the fight has actually gone the way of Don't Envious here, as Zoe can't do everything by himself. He's trying to fight this team 1v4. He does get Darlis out. The rest of the team actually started to come back as both supports have come back here. Milsey, Vespercy, and Cap are back on the fight, but the payload is still moving. Milsey actually takes out that guy Tyler, and there's two still on the payload. Pandu gets the Graviton, and that was a huge combo.
Huge barrage.
Huge.
And we've got the Reinhardt ult that's going to be coming out here, possibly to see if they can hold this.
Oh, and this is looking pretty decent here for Top Ramen. Look at how many ults they have. They do have a slight disadvantage, as it is 4 ults here from Don't Envious versus 3, but it will be 4 as Vespercy will get the wings here in just a sec. I think the Nano Blade here from Darlis and Peppermint are going to determine whether or not Don't Envious are going to win this match.
Yeah. The supports are left pretty wide open in the back on the side of Top Ramen there, so it'll be...
Oh, and it looks like here a Transcendence actually comes out and will protect the team. A Tyre comes out looking for a target. It actually gets Party Rooster, and Trimitar gets shattered here by DCLs. Actually, the Nano Blade, the Nano actually goes to DCLs as he's going for supports here. He's targeting the Zen, but Zoe is killing off everybody else. They're trying to sort of hold off the point. DCL's got to make a run for it. He gets killed with 28 seconds here left to go. Castrol, what can Don't Envious do here?
They're going to need to sneak into that back line and disrupt things with Darlis' Genji ult if they want to have a chance, but they only have 16 seconds left, so they're going to need to push now.
Yeah, they're going to have to sort of go right now here. They're actually taking some time. They're blocking all of the points. Overtime will get started. Here comes the Blade. Milsey is a sitting duck, but he can't find him. Finally gets it. 3 kills here for Don't Envious. The Blade coming in huge. It looks like it's only just Pandu. Oh, they had the combo. It was too late. He got killed in the air. The Grav combo was there. Tyler takes out both Zoe and Pandu, and this map is going to go to Envious. Almost a full hold there from Ramen. They just missed it by a second, but the first... Oh no! Oh, look at the contest!
They got there with the Heron!
They got it with 0.2 meters left, 0.02 meters left to go, but is it too little too late?
Oh,
it is.
Not enough.
Very, very close there by Don't Envious.
Yeah.
They get point A and the win here on Route 66. Top Ramen dropped the first map, and a huge one at that. 1-0. Kestrel, break it down. What happened?
I think Don't Envious just played around each other so well. Top Ramen kept splitting up around the map, and I think they tried to go for some flanks without the support that they needed to pull it off, and just their team kept getting torn apart.
Yeah, unfortunately, it just didn't work there for Top Ramen. And you know, the thing about it is like, you know, that first point hold was really, really big for Envious. So that gives them the first map here in a match that Top Ramen needs to win. And so, but Envious does too. But when we come back, it will be Horizon Lunar Colony between these two teams. You saw how tight it was. This is going to be a really, really great match. So go ahead and stay tuned. We'll be right back.
The world could always use more heroes. Could always use more heroes. world could always use more heroes.
Alrighty, folks. Sorry for the extended delay. There were some issues with lobby spectators not having enough slots for both teams, as full rosters from both sides here. So it's going to fill up the observation lobby with a lot of players. So we are on Horizon Lunar Colony with now Don't Envious up, leading Top Ramen 1-0, and it will be Envious here on the offense, and Top Ramen defending on HLC. So Kestrel, is this one of your favorite maps, or is this one of those maps that you're with everybody else in 2CP?
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of this one. If the attacking team does really well on the first point, it just feels like you have no chance to defend.
Yeah,
on second.
The snowball is real here. So, like, you know, the thing about it is it's a matter of how you also attack point B, because, like, you don't want to be fighting to the end on point A, because if you die too late, they can really just sort of stagger your defense and snowball in on you. So it is really, really, really difficult here. So let's take a look at the lineups on defense here. It looks like War and Peace has actually come in, and we'll be playing the Moira here on defense. So they're going with a Moira Anna here on defense, with Fenzito and Pandu will be on the tanks, as Zoe and Cap will assume their roles again here on DPS. What do you think of this defense here by Top Ramen?
It's an interesting choice in the support lineup. They're both healers will put out a lot of healing, but they don't have a strong defensive ult.
They're very offensive, and on the other side here, it looks like it's going to be the Goats comp that will be coming out from Envious. So I'm expecting Envious here to just sort of bull rush the point, because with a comp like this, I'm thinking it's like, you know, just get to the point and then just sort of fight on the point and then not die. I think is what we're going to be looking at.
Oh, and the Ana gets a sleep on the Divi.
Yeah, that's a big sleep here. It depends on whether or not they can actually take advantage of it. Doesn't look like it, but another great grenade there as everybody turns purple here. But Tyler actually is able to DMAC Pandu, but Karma goes down. D-Seal's able to take out Cap, so it's turned into a big brawl here onto the point. Party Rooster and Seals here on the point, trying to sort of hold out as best as they can. Seals going in for the charge, not getting anything, but it looks like they've been able to sort of push back Benzito, who had an Earth Shadow already ready. He goes down, though, during the charge, but it looks like Top Ramen are going to have to concede point A here to Envious. This was a very, very quick fight.
Yeah, that's the thing with Goats. They just run in, and if you don't break them up, they take the point. We've got the Moira ult ready for Don't Envious, and they just about have their Lucio ult.
Yeah,
They might be looking to combo Grav and a Diva Bomb for this fight if they can get those out.
Yeah, and it looks like a Hanzo Dragon actually came out, but it was a little too late as Karma now doing some damage here onto the defense here of Top Ramen. But Cap here able to take out Seals and Cirrus. It looks like as a Diva Bomb gets sent into the air, doesn't really get anybody. That's going to be able to sort of delay them. They do get a tick, though, as War and Peace actually goes down. Benzito comes in with a charge onto that guy Tyler, DMX him down, and now the defense is starting to settle in here a little bit as Vespercy and Cap come back in. Not a lot of players left from Don't Envy Us. I think it's just a matter of time before this defense actually will take over here. Oh, and a big shatter here comes through, gets Vespercy out of play. Looks like Envious here not giving up on this point just yet, as it looks like War and Peace has actually sort of been pushed back. Graviton actually only catches Pandu as Benzito charges right back onto the point. So a one-man kill on the Graviton as they're trying to sort of finish off Benzito here onto the point as Benzito takes out Party Rooster, but Tyler and Trimatar are on the sleeve. The ticks are actually going up. Vespercy running, trying to get to the point. It looks like War and Peace and Vespercy actually do make to the point here, but they can't stay on, and Envious here take a quick point B on Horizon Lunar Colony. That is fast.
That was very fast. Top Ramen just could not hold.
They capitulated, I think is the word that you're looking for. They sort of, like, I think you were right initially when you were saying that if you lose point A the wrong way, you just feel like there's no way that you can sort of defend. And it sort of felt like that, didn't it? Like, when they lost point A, it seemed like that there was just too many people still dead, and Don't Envious was able to sort of just charge on in and just keep the fight going.
Yeah, I think Top Ramen never really regrouped and spawned to get a solid defense, and so they just kept getting picked every fight.
Yeah, and you would think that with the spawn advantage, Top Ramen would that would actually be okay, but when you're getting picked like 3-1, 4-1, it just wasn't really working out for them. So it really was not beneficial for them to kind of come out at all. I had a coach once tell me it's okay to give up 2 ticks as long as you're able to sort of reset with all 6 of your teams and actually fight it properly. So I'm wondering if it was one of those cases in which they might have panicked a little bit and just sort of started to come in and saw it go up, and you just sort of have to sort of question yourself. You sort of wait a little bit, make sure that you're with the rest of your team and go. But
yeah, I think we've all been there. You think you can be the one who's going to rush out on point and get the 6-man shatter, and then you die. Yeah. And your team just keeps getting staggered.
Yeah, it's like, you know, everybody wants to be the hero, but not everybody can, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And then that's the hard lesson for Top Ramen there. So 5:33 in the time bank here for Don't Envious, as Ramen will now start their offensive push. It looks like Envious here will stay at the top here and stay with this goat, pretty much this goats comp up at the top, and they'll be defending with it, but it looks like Ramen are just going to bypass them, go straight to the point, and handle all 6 here on the point, and they're just going to fight right here on the point. That grenade actually missed, so now the fight here is on the point, as War and Peace actually gets taken out by Karma right away, and looks like all the kills are going the way of Envious here. Top Ramen not doing very good at all here against this goats comp, so Cap does go down, Cap takes out D-Seal, so they lose their Reinhardt, but this fight is over.
Yeah, I'm really impressed by Cirrus's nades. They've been getting the whole team at them, and it's really been helping them clean up these fights.
Yeah, I mean, like those Ana grenades, and now that she's in the meta, is so devastating. And it's just one of those things that if you can get a good 6-man grenade where you turn the entire team purple, you have that opportunity to just wipe people out. It's so crazy.
Yeah, it's going to be really hard for Top Ramen to push through this if they don't do something about that Ana, because their comp relies so much on the healing with the Ana nades. They just get destroyed.
Yeah, now they actually are coming right back onto the point, and look at that. Another grenade will catch all of Top Ramen again here, but they're able to sort of push them out a little bit, but a dragon actually comes through. Benzito tried to reposition himself as he was trapped, had to charge, end up charging through the dragon, is now going to end up resetting with the rest of his team, and again, Top Ramen go down and are having real issues here on point A.
Looks like Top Ramen swapped to the Widow, so they're probably going to be trying to contest the Hanzo or get some picks on the supports.
Yeah, but it looks like...
No, Envious... Don't Envious has just been playing so closely together behind the shield. I'm not sure they're going to be able to do that.
Yeah, and you've got to have something that's going to be able to sort of break up this death ball of Envious as they've been running through. You're right, though. They need to figure out what they can do about that Ana, because those grenades have been absolutely deadly, and it's just basically not allowed Envious to do anything. Tyler actually picks out Zoe, so that's not going to happen here. But Fenzito here gets 2 big kills, and a rally actually starts to come out with a big Earth Shatter coming through.
Oh, that's huge.
That's huge. Fenzito has actually trapped out the rest of Envious here into the back, but that's
counter shatter though.
Yeah, counter shatter, and a dragon comes through, taking out the rest of Top Ramen with 120 here in the clock. And Top Ramen here, they do have Party Roosters. Don't Envious has Party Roosters Graviton here, but it looks like it's bone dry here for Top Ramen. Pandu will get the ult coming up next, but I don't know what Top Ramen could do.
Well, they can try to use the graph to pull all of Don't Envious off the high ground, but with the nerf to the graviton radius, that can be hard to do.
Yeah. And it looks like here they're coming up on the right side here again. They've got to be careful here about getting naded. But it looks like the majority of Envious here are going to sort of fall onto the point. And it looks like now a little bit of a switch here as Top Ramen starts hanging on the high ground and going to try to sort of rain some death onto them now. As War and Peace here comes in immediately and engages with the ult. And now here comes the Graviton as they were able to build it up. No kills.
There's just no follow through.
No kills coming through there, just unable to do any damage here. Cap gets taken out by Trimitar, and 16 seconds left to go. This is going to be the final fight, but 3 blue kills here coming up onto the kill feed. They still have a chance here as War and Peace here is on the point. They've got to be able to do something. Karma takes out War and Peace here. That Brigitte just too much. Oh! And the dragon just zones them out. And another big full hold here. Unless Cap can get onto the point. No! Envious actually take Horizon Lunar Colony here 2-0 and a big 0.0 full hold.
Play of the game.
Yeah, those were some really good plays on the side of Envious. The counter shatter, they kept the Reinhardt alive, and the Ana nades were just always right where they needed to be. It was huge.
Yeah, it just seemed like Envious, Top Ramen were going into their bag of tricks, and anything that they were pulling out just wasn't working. And unfortunately for them, they are now in a bind as they are now down 2-0 here to Don't Envious. Envious looking like they want to stay mathematically involved here in the playoffs as they are 1 win away here from taking the series. When we come back, these two teams will now compete on Lijiang Tower, and I think Top Ramen will be coming at their most here against Envious. Envious have not won a map of Lijiang Tower to this point. They are 0-7, so Ramen here will have their opportunity to sort of get one back here on Don't Envious in this match. Top Ramen down 2-0 to Envious. Lijiang Tower is next. Stay tuned.
The world could always use more heroes. always use more heroes. Could always use more heroes.
Now arriving at Lijiang Tower.
Alrighty, folks, we are back, and we are at Lijiang Tower. And some changes here. Whoops, I have my overlay backward, as it will be Top Ramen in red, and Envious here in blue. And a couple of changes here. It looks like Peppermint, Yin Yang, and Sinful in for Don't Envious. And it looks like War and Peace goes back out, and I think Milsey comes back in, or is it Vespersea that comes in? Some switches and some supports here for Top Ramen, and Envious here having some switches too. But this is a map both teams are going to be looking forward to win. Top Ramen desperately needs to win this map. Kestrel.
Yeah, I don't think Don't Envious has won a map on Lijiang Tower this season yet, so it could be Top Ramen's chance to turn this game around.
Yeah, yep, and it looks like we're going to have to start off here with a pause here from Top Ramen, as it looks like Cap has disconnected. So we're going to have to take you to a transition image here while they sort of fix this in the meantime. So let's just highlight some of the happenings, let's take a look at the tail of the tape on this specific map. You'll see as Envious here on the record of Lijiang Tower, Top Ramen are 3-2 here on Lijiang Tower, whereas Don't Envious are 0-7, which is an amazing record when you really think about it. So
Yeah.
yeah, I don't think mathematically it would have been very easy to actually acquire that record. So now it looks like they are now back, as Cap had a minor connection issue, as it has been raining here on the East Coast, and like if he's been on the East Coast here, it's probably flooded by all the torrential downpours that have been happening here in the Northeast. But now Top Ramen here on the attack, and they're looking like, is that dive, Kestrel? Is that what they're?
Yeah, that looks like dive.
Yeah.
I think they do have a Junkrat, which isn't your normal dive DPS, but looks like Zo's won the Pharah battle.
Yeah, and he has, and it looks like he took Sinful right out as the pharmacy battle win in the air goes to Top Ramen here. Yin Yang is in the air without a partner. They can't get the res off, so they're going to have to wait for that to come back. D-Seals actually gets deleted there by Pandu, and all the kills here going to Top Ramen. The Dun Envious here having some real issues here on this map, but Tyler trying to keep this team back in the fight here, as Fenzito here trying to sort of hold off Tyler, as Tyler is fighting on the point, trying his best to sort of hold it off, but it looks like Top Ramen here will be the one that actually gets the point. Tyler goes off the edge.
No. He did build up a lot of ult charge, though. They can use that to turn around, but the Pharah is going to have trouble with it. The Tracer's going to have trouble with the Pharah up in the air winning the Pharah battles.
Yeah, and it's going to be very, very difficult here for that guy Tyler to deal with that. Zoe here trying to still maintain air superiority in the air, trying to take out anybody that he can. A little percentage points build up here as kills come in on the side of Don't Envious, but now Top Ramen take 2 of their own here. Actually, no, they take 1. No, they do. D-Seals goes down, so the main tank goes down here for Envious, as the point here could be stalled out, but no, Party Rooster takes out Zoe in the air with a self-destruct, as Fenzito is trying to sort of hold off the point for as long as he can here. He does have a little bit of support, as Pandu is D-Mech trying to sort of hold off as best as he can outside. Fenzito now last man standing on the point, now ulting here, trying to sort of stay alive and gain as much a percentage here onto the point as possible. Vespercy gets deleted along with Cap, as Fenzito trying his best here to maintain this sort of point, as Milsey gets immediately deleted too. Great grenade here, and now Zoe with the ult is able to get rid of Peppermint, but down goes the rest of the members of Top Ramen, as it looks like Fenzito is finally being able to sort of get rid of on the point.
Yeah.
Peppermint gets the res back in, but they built up 65%.
And it looks like Don't Envious is going to have their Pharah ult for the next fight. They really have a strong ult advantage right now. They have both supports, and Top Ramen really has nothing.
Yeah, and I think they dumped it when they were trying to sort of hold off for percentage take on the point here, and I can understand why that happened. But Tyler gets deleted right away, so they get 2 kills now here without any ult usage here. So good stuff here by Top Ramen as they're trying to sort of fight back in this match. As it looks like here they're trying to get onto the point. It looks like a Diva Bomb here onto the point to try to clear people out, and they get Vespercy and Cap. Unreal! They were able to still get 2. You would think that they would have gotten out of the way, but it didn't happen. Party Rooster got grenaded now, and Pandu D-Mex Party Rooster now with a ult of her own. The fight is still here on the point, as we have a Nano Winston here deleting D-Seals, as they're still fighting here on the point as Sinful, the pharmacy, trying their best to sort of hold off, and that ult is going to come in handy as Pandu gets immediately deleted, but Vespercy with the big res comes in. Can Pandu get back in the mech is the question. Yes, Pandu can get back into the mech, but they're actually stalling their time out here. They haven't had a clean fight, as Pandu and Vespercy are trying to sort of hold off onto the point, but they don't have control of it. They need to actually regroup with the rest of the team, and now they do, as 70% ticks away here for Envious. They still have control of the point, and this is getting into one-fight territory.
From 0 to 70 with that stall there. Looked like it was going to go to Top Ramen for a while, but they just couldn't take it all the way without the ults.
Yeah, it was very problematic with the sense that they were just, they had all of those ults, and they were able to sort of stall them out and make sure, even though they did have 2 big kills. Sinful goes down here, deleted by the Widow, as Yin Yang brings back Sinful, so that kill is immediately nullified here by the res. Party Rooster trying to deal with Fenzito here onto the point. Fenzito ults again. It looks like he's going to have to run as the Diva Bomb actually is able to, looks like Cap was able to take Peppermint out, but kills are still going the way of Envious here. Diva Bomb onto the point to zone anybody out. It looks like the Diva and Fenzito here are going to try to do their best to sort of hold off the rest of Don't Envious, but Fenzito finally goes down and it's only Pandu left. Pandu trying his best with the defense matrix, can't do anything as another ult here coming back from Sinful. They take it down, and Envious here looking like world beaters on Lijiang, taking it 100-65.
Yeah, Sinful just built the Pharah ult so fast that they had it for every team fight almost, and it really turned things around for Don't Envious.
Yeah, and that was huge of him to have that, because it's like you go in with a barrage. Yeah, you might not necessarily be able to kill more than a person, but it might be enough to turn a fight. And Sinful was looking excellent on that Pharah, excellent, and there was just nothing they could do about it. Zoe had an early kill and was able to get superiority, but once they lost the point, they were never able to get it back. So very problematic there for Top Ramen. And where we stand now here with 30 seconds until the point unlocks, Top Ramen need this win, or they will lose the series here. So as it looks like both teams have the same idea, as they're both going immediately to the point. Vespercy able to avoid that rocket, and a charge comes in from D Seals here. Trades on both sides as Yin Yang kills Vespercy and Cap gets rid of Sinful. But Zoe finally taking matters into his own hands here as he takes down two. It looks like it's a matter of time here, but it looks like Top Ramen will get the point here on Night Market.
Yeah, Top Ramen had a good idea switching to the Reaper there with the Roadhog. They have so much more shield break than Don't Envious. So Don't Envious might need to switch something up to deal with that.
Yeah, it's gonna be a little problematic here when they realize that the Reaper's gonna have ult probably in the next two fights. Zoe takes out Peppermint there, so that was a big kill. And a big hook there onto D Seals from Pandu. They're able to sort of still hold him off. They're down a support here. Fenzito's got to be super careful as he doesn't want to overextend too far. Cap getting rid of Sinful, so nullifying the Brigitte advantage here with the Reaper doing just more damage than the Brigitte can heal, and they've actually held this again.
Yeah, and Fenzito has his Shatter now for this next push, and they have the Pharah ult. They just about have the Reaper ult, and Don't Envious just hasn't been able to build up that ultimate charge.
Yeah, and Cap, another big kill here on the Reaper. He does have his ult here, so he might want to play a little passively and sort of draw them in. You're right, the ult advantage here going strictly into Top Ramen's side here with 4 big ults available. D Seals and Party Rooster, along with Yin Yang, are the only 3 people with ult probably going to be able in the next fight. But I don't know how much that's going to be able to help. As Zoe comes out with a big ult here and just takes out the rest of the team. We're watching from the side. It was huge in the back. He got him closer to spawn, as it looks like it's only Tyler and Peppermint left. They're going to respawn here, and they're going to come out with 80% already on the clock. We're following D Seals as he's coming through. Remember, the Shatter hasn't even used yet.
Don't Envious really needed to build up their ult charge with a dry push there, and it just got completely shut down by the Pharah.
Oh, and a big Shatter there.
Soldier back cap.
Oh, they are going for the back cap. I think it's been nullified here, but kills coming in left and right from both teams as D Seals actually got Graviton, and it looks like he's going to get Graviton along with Pandu. They give it up at 99, so Envious able to sort of get the point back, but they had to spend pretty much everything.
Yeah, they just have the Ana ult left. Looks like we've got to swap to the Brig. They're probably looking to fight and brawl on point. They're going to need that because we have a Doomfist now on the side of Top Ramen.
Yeah, and it looks like here they're really going for this. They understand that they need to win this point, so it's just one fight here for Top Ramen, and they want to make sure that they can get this fight on. So Pandu here with Fenzito on the point. They're going to go in for a dry push. Looks like the wings were popped along with Transcendence, so they're going in for a... Rough. So it looks like it's strictly boost for boosting purposes only. I don't see any healing coming out from the Mercy. Here comes it looks like Sinful here coming out with the Blade. He gets bubbled, and that's going to protect him. He gets 2. Can he get 3? No, Party Rooster actually gets 4, but Vespercy finally comes out. I see what Top Ramen was doing, but it just didn't work there. They blew both of their Sepultauts, and now they're going to have to reset.
Yeah. And it looks like we've got a Reinhardt Shatter for Don't Envy Us, and we're almost to Grav, so they might actually have the edge here in this next fight. They're going to need to hold it solid though, because Top Ramen only needs 1% to win this map.
Yeah. So let's see the key here will be whether or not Top Ramen will be able to sort of draw out any ults. And here comes a Nano already coming out, and the Shatter actually comes in, doesn't really get anyone, and it's an ult fiesta here on point with Shatters and Lucio shields, and it looks like the fight went all the way for just Don't Envy Us. They clear out Top Ramen. There's only 90% left. It's a team kill as they go back to spawn. Will they be able to make it come back? I don't think they're going to be able to come back.
I don't think so. Maybe the Hammond?
Maybe the Hammond. They got to hurry. So it looks like the Hammond actually touched point here. Cap is purple though. He's not going to be able to stand for very long. This is it, folks. They've got to win this fight, but it looks like 3 kills to Don't Envy Us already here, as it doesn't look like Top Ramen are going to be able to do anything. Zoe trying his best to be the hero on the point. That's going to do it. Don't Envy Us here.
Wow, that's 2 team kills in the last 20 seconds.
20 seconds, and they win Lijiang Tower 2-0. What was it? Envious looked like a dominating team here. Just not... Once Top Ramen loses the point, they just would never be able to get it back.
Yeah, I think they had this Blade, and their Ana shut down the Pharah ult and got the sleep at the last fight, so the Reinhardt was able to charge in, and Top Ramen just got completely shut down.
Yeah, they absolutely...
Right at the end.
Yeah, absolutely they did. And that means that the series actually goes to Don't Envy Us here, as we are going to be going in for some switches, as both teams will be sort of adjusting their lineups here for the 4th map. But that means Envious here will get the win. Top Ramen will go down here and record a loss. Top Ramen need to sort of rescue anything that they can here on the final map on Eichenwald. But when we come back, it is a 3-0 lead here for Don't Envy Us. They win the series, but Top Ramen trying to rescue at least a point here on Eichenwald. Stay tuned.
The world could always use more heroes. always use more heroes. Could always use more heroes.
Traveling to Eichenwald.
Alrighty, it is Eichenwald here as we are starting off with our fourth map. And it will be Top Ramen on defense, and Envious here will be on offense in red. Kestrel, you said this was your favorite map out of the four. How would you go about it? How would you go about attacking if you were Don't Envious here, going for the 4-0 sweep?
Well, attacking, it's great to have a Pharah who can flank over the buildings on the side with a Mercy Pocket. Looks like they're going for that, and you can just hit the team behind their shields and do a lot of damage before you've even pushed through the choke.
Yeah, this point A is somewhat problematic, right? I mean, like getting through that little sort of bridge choke. They've added the walkway through the middle, but it theoretically there's only really one way to get to the point. So it is very, very difficult here. What do you think of their what do you think the support lineup here? It looks like D-Seals and in Peppermint going with the classic Lucio Mercy combo. Maybe they're going to try to sort of speed on in and maybe get to the point quickly.
Yeah, that could work for them. The Lucio might have a little bit of trouble because if the Mercy is pocketing the Pharah, they're not going to have a lot of focused healing on the ground. So they're going to want to get some picks quickly. get straight to the point.
Yeah, and you see a little bit of a role change here. Is unless D-Seals decides to go back on tank and some other things change, D-Seals, who was the tank here for Don't Envious, will be going support, and Party Rooster will be handling the tanking duties. On defense
Yeah,
here,
it looks like they've opted for solo tank too, with a Sombra to scout. See if they change that up.
Oh yeah, the Sombra here is somewhat a pretty smart idea. So like they can send the Sombra in to figure out what they're running here, and then immediately switch to what they feel like will be able to counter, which is what I think a lot of teams have started doing with Sombra, just to sort of negate that advantage here. As it looks like Cirrus and Peppermint are already in. They went over the roof. They didn't really actually go around, as they're actually going to be targeting Zoe here on the Widow, unable to get him down, as Cirrus is doing some massive damage here on that Pharah, just getting boosted here by Peppermint. And that's the signal to go on in. Logic actually was able to delete Party Rooster, but 2 more kills here from Don't Envious, I think is going to spell doom here for Top Ramen's defense, as Pandu gets demeched and down goes Fenzito.
Yeah, the Widow was not enough to take out that Pharah being pocketed by the Mercy, and so Don't Envious is just going to cap this almost uncontested here.
Yeah, it was problem. It's like Zoe was able to get some shots here onto the Widow. I mean, excuse me, onto the Pharah. But with that pocket, you're right. You need to get a headshot to actually get the 2 straight, to get the kills right away. It looks like Darlis is actually pushing up a little bit, trying to see.
Yeah, we have.
Probably make some space for each other. It looks like that's what they're actually trying to do. Zoe actually does take out D-Seals here, so the Lucio does go down as Party Rooster takes out Zoe in revenge. As the payload here is starting to come through the portcullis, as they're pushing through. It looks like Cirrus here trying to get some more space here, trying to target War and Peace, trying to get another support, as Logic actually gets Peppermint down. So down goes the Mercy here for Don't Envious, and now kills coming in from both sides. As an Earthshatter comes in from Fenzito, he's got to turn around. He's got D-Seals right behind him. He can sort of swing out. But it looks like Darlis are coming with the blade.
The Genji.
Yeah. Well, but the Diva Bomb gets rid of the Genji, so he pops the blade, trying to be a hero, unfortunately unable to do so, as now it looks like Envious has to reset.
Yeah, we still have the Pharah ult on the side of Envious, though. They could use that to turn it around, and they stayed on the Sombra, so we also have an EMP coming. That EMP Pharah barrage can really turn a fight around if they pull it off.
Yeah, there's not going to be any shields or mobility because of it, so it could open up a huge kill. There's the EMP, and there's the barrage. The angle on the barrage there from Cirrus, though, not enough to take anybody out, though it does finish off.
They do get Pandu.
They do get Pandu there at the end, as Pandu ran into a corner, so there was nothing they could really do. The rest of the team, though, sort of jumped ship and left for the bridge, as now they're getting sort of like picked off one by one here by the advancing members of Don't Envious, as they're able to sort of wipe them out and force a reset from Top Ramen.
And Don't Envious is really going to want to hold this forwards, because it's hard to push back through that bridge area here. This is a tough choke to get through.
So Karma there takes out Zoe here, as Zoe has just been negated and just unable to do what he wants to do here onto this map. As it looks like here, now it looks like a Logic will come out here with the Nano Blade, trying his best to actually do what he can here onto the point, but doesn't really get anybody. Great ult, great support ult there to sort of to make sure that nobody gets killed by the blade. Peppermint brings Cirrus back, and a Diva Bomb gets sent right into the back, as people are going to have to jump. Peppermint actually had to jump over the edge, was hoping that somebody would come back. Unfortunately, no. Darlis has to jump ship too, and down they go into the abyss.
Yeah. Don't Envious almost turned it around with their Lucio ult, but they just didn't have the support after that to survive the rest of Top Ramen's damage.
Yeah, and it looks like here the rest of the team have now sort of spread out. They know that there's a Sombra around. They don't want to get EMP'd by a group. This is actually sort of smart here by Top Ramen, as it looks like the Death Ball comp coming in from Don't Envious here is going to get sort of attacked on. The Earthshatter hit, but didn't really get anybody. Actually, it did get Party Rooster there, was finished off, so they lose their main tank, so down goes the tank, and it looks like Top Ramen are forcing Envious back a little bit. Darlis is here up at the top on a D.Va, trying to do anything he can. Ooh, bad stagger here.
D-Mech is rough.
Yeah, rough D-Mech here as Logic trying to sort of finish off Darlis here. Logic's got to get away so he doesn't get killed here by Party Rooster, as they're able to sort of back up a little bit now, and it looks like the advance here from Don't Envious has stalled a little bit.
They do have the Sombra ult and the D.Va ult now, though, so they may have been doing a dry push on that last one, and now they'll actually commit to this fight.
Oh, EMP
on the side of Top Ramen, Don't Envious.
Oh, look, like EMP bomb here could be huge if they could time it right. Let's see if they can pull that off. That'll be really interesting to see, as that exactly has been what Team Canada was doing in the map. In the match today, it looks like the bomb got actually placed on the roof, so it didn't actually get sent into the area where they wanted it sent. But trades going back and forth here between both teams, and it looks like Party Rooster's trying to sort of push back Pandu and trying to sort of survive here, but the ults here with Top Ramen, they've got 4 of them. They will be able to sort of hold off and shoot as best as they can. They're going to try to stagger Darlis as best as they can, but Darlis actually just jumps off. Looks like a hack comes in onto Fenzito, just trying to be a little aggressive here into the back, but that they let the Sombra go, and now 38 seconds left to go. What do Don't Envious have to do here, Kestrel, to make sure that they can get this to point B?
They're going to need to rush in with that Lucio and hope that they get the Lucio sound barrier out when Top Ramen tries to ult. They've just had some really unlucky D.Va bomb placements, and so we're going to need to turn it around.
Yeah, and it looks like Zoe there got nano boosted and was able to take out Cirrus with the barrage, but unfortunately was unable to get anybody here. There is the shield, the Lucio ult, trying from DCL, trying to sort of push this through and sort of will them towards point B. As we come down, we are in overtime here. They've got to be careful and to make sure on the point. Pandu actually, great placement on the bomb here, is going to back people off. D-Mex, Darlis, and Cirrus, though, with the ult here, is able to take out War and Peace. The fight here is on the point as Fenzito comes in with a Fire Strike and takes out Cirrus. We're looking at this fight here. It's only going to be Party Rooster and Darlis here left. Party Rooster, they've got to just sort of focus fire. That's going to do it. They actually get a point B hold here on Don't Envious on Eichenwald.
Yeah. They just... I think Don't Envious just never got a solid regroup to push through the point together, and they had some really unlucky D.Va bombs. They timed them right with the EMP, but they just didn't land where they needed to get the team.
No, you're absolutely right. And like they did have that combo working, so you could see that the machinations were there. It's just the execution just wasn't right. So if they were able to have sent that bomb into the middle of that sort of group death ball that Top Ramen had, that would have been a good 4 or 5 kill there, because there was nobody that was going to be able to shield or protect them from the bomb. So it would have been crazy kill, but unfortunately they just weren't able to sort of send it to the right place, and they get stalled there on the bridge. So now
this is
it for Top Ramen, right? So
yeah.
And what were you going to say there with regards to...
Oh, I was going to say, this is a tough map for the D.Va bombs, though, with all the roofs and walls that stick out, so it's easy to get them stuck places you don't want them to go, or send it out into the holes on the bridge. It happens.
Yeah, one of the most famous D.Va bombs, though, did happen on this map. Apex Season 1. The actual Envious lose a member of their team due to, something happening, and they hire a guy named Mickey to play D.Va for them. As they were going into their playoff match with Rogue, they started using D.Va bombs, combinations with Earth Shatters, to blow up Rogue and their resistance. So the most famous one happened right at where the payload actually ended, where they're able to sort of finish off Rogue there. So it's just a little history lesson for anybody who are watching the old Korean Apex series. So as there was a history on this map of D.Va bombs on Eichenwald. As now it looks like Top Ramen's turn on offense here, as they will be trying to push through the door, and they have Logic here on the Reaper. So an interesting push. They're trying to see what they can do here. And it looked like Zoe and War and Peace tried to sort of wrap around, and they got caught here in the back. But that's allowed the front line here to do a little bit of damage here through the front. Fenzito got rid of Darlis, and DCLs goes down, so it might be a battle of attrition at this point, as Pandu was trapped here onto the point. And Cirrus actually gets slept onto the point and killed here right away. And Fenzito and Pandu doing work here with the double main tanks as they're trying to sort of deal with Karma here on the point, who's trying to sort of deal with this 3-tank lineup here. Oh, it looks like DCLs actually comes back on the Reinhardt here as Fenzito meets his counterpart here as DCLs finds the kill on Pandu, but it's not going to be enough as Top Ramen here are going to get point A.
Yeah, that double main tank just has so much health that the other team has to burn through that it can be tough. They do have a Hanzo Junkrat, but they just got picked way too soon, and so they couldn't stall.
You know, not a lot of people run the double main tank, the Winston Reinhardt combo. I personally like it. I like what they've been doing here because it's like it's a great sort of comp to sort of get in the faces of people because you can use that charge to match up to where your Winston dives. So it's a very interesting comp, very aggressive here from Top Ramen as they've actually gotten the payload all the way through here to the first bend. As they're reaching a fob, and it's just not allowing Don't Envious here to sort of set up any sort of defense. So it looks like a tire is going to be coming out as Darlis is going to be looking for a target as Pandu. It looks like Darlis actually did get Fenzito as Pandu is ulting the monkey. Oh no! Pandu sort of jumped and fell into the hole. Unlucky by him as it looks like Zoe here in the air is able to take out Darlis. There are a couple people purple here, so Zoe's got to be careful. He's got to sort of get back up. Pandu with the comment, "I'm actually so bad." Pandu, we got that on tape. Unfortunately, that will live in infamy forever.
Yeah. Looks like we've got a swap to the Pharah on the side of Don't Envious to counter Top Ramen because they didn't have anything to deal with that Pharah before. Should help them out a lot.
Yeah, and it looks like though, but look at all the ult advantage that Top Ramen has. There are 5 big ults here that they can use to sort of push on this. Earthshatter actually catches Cirrus into the back, doesn't get the other 2 as it looks like Logic now is going to come in and trying to sort of delete these tanks. Oh, it's the spin to win here in the back. He gets Peppermint down, and it looks like they nano boosted Cirrus as Zoe actually is going with barrages Cirrus right into the face. Karma's the only one left here. Can they get back up to the point? Porty Rooster actually is able to graviton right behind the payload, but can she stop it? No, that's going to do it. Top Ramen actually salvage a map here on Eichenwald. They win it 2-1 and are able to sort of help their differential as their differential will only go down 2. They are still at a +6, so hopefully results fall their way so they do not lose out on that 8th place spot.
Yeah, I think they won out here really by having the better Pharah play.
Yeah, Zoe had a playground here with that Pharah, right?
And Don't Envious just waited so long to swap to something to counter it that they really couldn't push like they should have and hold like they should have.
Yeah, and unfortunate for them, but Envious already had it in the bag though, so they knew what was up. So that was one of the things that they were playing with no pressure. They didn't have to worry about it. So Envious already had the win, so it's good for them. Castrol, final thoughts on this match. What did you think overall?
I was really impressed by Don't Envious's GOATS comps and how well they played together, and especially some of those Ana plays with the sleeps and the nades were great. Yeah.
So good stuff there. Yeah, the nades from Envious were just destroying Top Ramen. Especially like we saw some really good ones on Lunar Colony and Lijiang that just wasn't allowing Top Ramen to do anything with regards to the maps. And 66 too. They were playing that Ana really, really well. So unfortunately, Top Ramen here go down to Envious. Any shout-outs to anybody out there in Twitch land, Priya Castrol, before we sign off?
Think my sister is watching, Jiva.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
So, shout out to the sister out there. Oh, and thank you to P Before You Leave who was our rep today. So want to give a shout out to him. Thank you for hosting the channel and dealing with all the admin stuff here on the channel. But that's going to do it for us. Thank you, Kestrel, for joining me today on this cast between Top Ramen and Envious.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And it is a 3-1 win to Don't Envious. They take the series 3-1. Mathematically, they're still in it, but we'll see how the results come in from the rest of the night. But that's going to do it for us, for Kestrel, for P Before You Leave. I am your caster, Hodahori. Thank you so much for joining us today. A victory for Don't Envious. They break their 4-game losing streak. They defeat Top Ramen 3-1. Everyone, have a good evening, and thank you for joining us tonight.
Bye.